What up, everybody? And welcome back to the Bear Meets Eagle podcast. It's your boy Goo and
Your boy Els.
your boy Al's in the building. All right,
Yes, sir.
guys. We've been trying our best to keep up with everything. Um Today we're gonna talk some Bears
Yeah.
football.
Let me lead this time. I got you.
All
So
right, go ahead.
today, no homo. So today, we're gonna do a little exercise between three potential trades for the number one pick and three potential trades for Justin Fields. And it's not copyright. We may have borrowed this idea off the internet, but we're gonna put a little spin on it and see what do the fan would do and who the common sense fan would do.
The common sense fan.
So first of all, before we even start that, uh, let's close our eyes and be in this dream world to where one day Ryan Poles is walking through Hollis Hall, and he's in a rush to get to work, and he bursts through that door open, and he hits Mr. Warren's coffee. Right, spills all over Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren looks down, looks at Ryan Poles, fires him. He was like,
Damn.
You spilled shoes on my Gucci platforms. You don't know which quarterback to go with for the next year after 2 years. I'm firing you. I'm hiring a fan, a man of the
Ooh.
people.
Yes.
So he's
Yes,
very,
baby.
very vocal on his Twitter.
Big
We need
Daddy.
someone.
I heard of him before. No, I'm just
we
kidding.
need, we need someone with super thick eyeglasses who looks smart. Who's gonna do the
Oh
job?
shit.
We are gonna hire King to go as general manager. Nothing matters last year. It wasn't your evaluation
Right.
behind the scenes. It wasn't your evaluation of the coaching staff. It's just what you saw on TV. What would you do with the number one pick in Justin Fields? As
Okay.
a GM.
As a
As a
GM.
GM.
So for me, I would say that my super thick glasses will let me see the future. And the future is bright in Chicago, baby. Because here's the thing. Look, man, Justin's had 3 years. He's had plenty of time and chances to show progression. He's still showing issues that he's had in college. I believe that the Bears failed Justin Fields on development. But just because they failed him doesn't all put it on Poles. Poles did everything he could to be able to provide him with weapons and with the O line, right? The O line probably wasn't top tier, but it was good enough to do more than what they did. Me as myself, I'm the GM. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the highest package I can for Justin Fields. I'm gonna take Caleb number one overall. This situation is probably more different than our previous quarterbacks from Mitch Trubisky to Justin Fields. You have a number one wide receiver in DJ Moore. You have a functional defense now that came alive towards the end there, right, with the Montez Sweat trade that I regret being down on. It just shows why Poles is the guy right now. Um, you know, Now you have a wide receiver in DJ Moore, a solidified O line. You have Tevin Jenkins, who's actually been fucking great, right? Davis was good, good enough. You don't have a center, but then you have Braxton Jones, who was actually better than I gave him credit for. And then you have the rookie right tackle. So you have a decent O line and you got a pretty good damn backfield. So I don't think Caleb Williams is coming into a bad situation with Chicago. The new OC did wonders with Geno Smith, right? He was making him look good. I liked his play calling. I liked his style. I think that you trade Justin for what you can get, which would probably be something not bad, right? A second round pick, maybe. I would talk to Justin first and tell Justin what like, listen, bro, like we're gonna have to, we're gonna trade you, but at the same time, I would say something around the lines of like, I would like to know your preference if it had to be between, like, I'm just saying, like, because think of it like this.
You are the
It,
GM. The
yeah, I'm the
gentleman, the
GM, right,
GM.
right. I
Yeah,
I would say,
yeah.
listen,
Okay.
Atlanta's offering me a number two, right? Uh, but whatever. Let's say fucking the Pittsburgh Steelers are
Get
in the
this
mix.
hypothetical trades later. We got a lot of that.
Well, okay, so all right, my choice: trade Justin, draft Caleb Williams, and then at 9 go for a wide receiver or best available at that point. Yeah, That's it. That and then I would lower the ticket prices to all the Chicago Bears games and fucking boost up our fucking production, baby.
Person that Mr. Warren's job. Okay, so
No, but
me,
you forgot the part where I, you know what I'm saying, spilled the coffee, or he's, Poe spilled the coffee, but I came in and cleaned it up. You know what I'm saying?
you're in
So
the
now
good
I got,
graces.
yeah, right, I got the good graces going. But go
Uh,
ahead.
and you are not wearing Gucci loafers. I've seen your shoes. Um, so, so as an outsider, you already have the job, right?
Yeah.
So, what I think they are going to do is, I think Ryan Poles is going to split it down the middle. I think Fields is being a very little chance. I think he's going to trade that number one pick. I think he's going to trade down a spot or potentially two spots. I think he's going to scavenge as much capital as he's been doing.
Okay.
I think he has his eye on a quarterback. And that quarterback may not be Caleb Williams.
No. Okay. So
Um,
who, if not Caleb?
I'm not the GM. I'm just predicting what I think he's going to do. He hasn't got to the quarterback yet, but I don't know his preference. My job is to predict what they're going to do. Your job is to be
Yeah.
the general manager
Right. Right. Right.
potential Chicago Bears team. And being a general manager, I have three trades for the number one pick. I want to discuss with you, okay?
All right.
I am do the general manager. First potential trade for the number one pick comes from the Commanders. Caleb Williams, hometown kid, former offensive
Yeah.
coordinator in college.
Yeah. Yep.
Too good to be true. Bears received the number two pick of this year. Their second round pick, the number 40 pick in this year.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
next
You
year's
talk. That's
number
the Montez. That's the Montez one, right?
no. So the Bears one would be number 46. So this would be the
Okay.
actual
Higher.
Commanders pick. Yeah. And it's 2025 first round pick. So they're going to get one spot, get to pick up another second, another 46 pick, and their number one pick for next year for Caleb Williams. Uh, what do you think about that package?
That sounds like an ideal package because let's say you're moving on from Justin, you still have Drake and what's the other guy's name? Damn, what the fuck? I can't remember his name, but you
Oh,
still have.
Daniel, that was you. Your Heisman
There you
Trophy
go.
winner.
There you go. So now you still have options at QB, but now you're picking up draft capital for the future too. The I actually like that one, but I would like to hear the other one too, so that way I can have comparison about this.
Yeah,
Because I
of
mean,
course.
let's say you send those trades up right now, and I got to
Yeah.
pick one. I would say that one would catch my attention the most because I think Caleb is a stud, or he's going to be a stud. But I think it's also I also thought Bryce Young was going to be pretty damn good too. And
Off
at
to
the
a
same,
bad, general manager group, off to a bad start. Scouting.
ah, man, I need my guy, bro. I'm not trading now, but that sounds like an ideal. I mean, if I don't know, it's tough. I would say that I would make that trade if I had nothing else that was better.
Okay. We're going to, with the more, but my take on that is the one position that you can't worry about going about draft picks is quarterback. Uh, three quarterbacks, chances are that two of them are not going to be very good. It's possible
Right.
they can all be good, but the odds of all three of them hitting are not. So if Caleb Williams is your guy, the one you have the highest grade on, even though the extra draft capital looks very good, you're gonna would probably keep that pick. But that's that's gonna go heavy on the scouting department. I especially like the Daniels kid. He may end up running a 4.40, and
Right.
he's showing great improvement. From his senior Joe Burrow. I call him Joe Burrow, completely different players, but his marketed improvement. It just depends on how much you believe in your scouts. So going on to the next trade, New England trades the number three pick. They trade their 2024 second round pick They trade their 2025 first round pick. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, without Bill Belichick, I don't think that they're going to produce massively right away. I think that they've lost some guys, man. So I think that if I'm gonna make a trade, I think the Commanders are gonna be not in the first top 10 maybe, or in the first top 5 of next year's first round picks. I think
Mm-hmm.
that the I do think that New England would be um in the first 5, picking in the first 5 again. Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches that we've seen, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna see right away that he did the best he could with what he had. Them getting their quarterback isn't. They're not gonna. I think that things are kind of changing now to where quarterbacks aren't going to be thrown into the fire right away, right? Like it's very possible that New England says, "Look, man, whoever we take right here, we're going to let him sit for a year. We're going to let him mold. We're going to mold him into being the next guy." Um, but that's also, I think that goes back to the Patrick Mahomes thing too. Like Patrick Mahomes is just that special that when they let him sit or whatever. But for me, I think New England's picking in the top 5 next year, and I think that the Commanders are going to be better, right? Because they had Sam and they were putting up numbers, right? And they lost a couple
Mm-hmm.
pieces on defense, right? So it's kind of like I don't know. I think that
They put up numbers when because they're trailing all the time. So that can be deceiving.
oh yeah, garbage points. But here's the thing, like I think New England is picking in the top 5 next year. So I would say if I got to take that package, and I know that Daniels is there at 3, or even Drake is there at 3, then I take it. However, that's only if I'm considering the trade of Justin Fields. Because at this
Mm-hmm.
point, if I'm keeping Justin Fields at 3, I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr., the
Mm-hmm.
best wide receiver there. And then I'm moving on from 9, then I'll start worrying. Because I don't know, like I've heard many rumors about potential backup quarterbacks being taken in the later rounds, right? And then when we go back and look, like the Tom Brady's, Russell Wilson's, like all these guys that were picked way later that became great, good, are kind of make you a little iffy too about the first round. Like, I mean, like it's not always gonna. It's fucking a crapshoot, like Kyle Long said.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's not a science. But this show is the most interesting because it kind of projects how you see your team. Because if you're taking the Patriots pick, you're probably keeping Justin Fields. You're not going to get
right,
the scraps. You're not going to get the scraps of the third quarterback because the third quarterback. Uh, Patriots did this last time when they didn't trade up for Mantel. They just took the scraps.
yeah,
The last of their top 5 picks, and that didn't work out for them. We don't know what their grades were with him, but you have to choose the guy that's going to fit your system, like who you Brady Dallas got. So if you find the Patriots pick draft trade the biggest potential one you'd accept, you know you're keeping Justin Fields.
right.
So
But I think the value is there too at the fact that let's say you keep Justin, right? You take the you take this deal. You got Justin on a last year
mhm,
contract, and you always have the option of franchise tag. But you have Justin one more year. You have 2 first round picks for the following year. The next batch of quarterbacks coming out. I mean, I'm not too sure. Like
yeah, who
the
knows?
right, but it gives you the leeway to be able to say, okay, well, I'm keeping Justin. I got 2 stud wide receivers in DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr. If that's how it molds out, you got Justin Fields in the backfield and a solid O line. What can he do? He's got one more year to prove himself. If he doesn't prove himself, you got 2 first round picks next year to be able to trade up or do what you got to do to get your quarterback, right? But
Yep.
um, there is a delay. There's aging that happens with the defenses and with the team itself. How many years are you going to put on hold, right? Because now remember, you just wasted this last year. Now you got to bring in a quarterback, what would be his rookie year. And it's probably not going to be good to his third year. So that's 3 years from now, or
That's
his
not.
second year.
That's not. That's just not. how the NFL works. So
But you
you're
don't your
you need to
rookie
get out this
quarterback.
mindset of the late '90s, early 2000s where
But
they
listen,
drilled these quarterbacks. These quarterbacks come out good. They either come out good or they come
listen
out bad. And once they're
that
good, they're good.
that's the thing though. If you go back and look, Justin Fields' rookie year wasn't that great. Trevor Lawrence wasn't that great. All these guys that have came out recently, they didn't come out great right away. CJ Moore is an exception to that. Now,
Stroud. Yep.
yeah, sorry, yeah, CJ Stroud is an exception to that. So second year they started to progress. Granted, they started to add weapons around these guys and all this stuff. So for me, I'm looking at it 3 years. I'm looking at you wasting a year on Justin, his last year, to see whether he's got it or not. Then you got to draft a quarterback. His rookie year, you can't hold that against him. He's a rookie. His following year, he should already be molded into a system. In those 3 years, what happens? How many players do you lose? How many draft cap? Or what's the draft capital? What's the cap look like? And also, who's the OC? Do you say, okay, well, because the Bears have had the same repetitive bullshit going on where they draft a quarterback that they keep with the head coach for 1 year, or they had for previous years. They keep him for a year, then they let him go. They get somebody else, new playbook, new shit every single time. We've seen it with Mitch Trubisky. We've seen it with Justin Fields. It's just the same repetitive thing. So
Oh
for
my God,
me,
I would love to just go a new day without anything.
oh man, Mitchell Trubisky
Yeah,
was the GOAT. He was the greatest
that
quarterback the
was
Chicago Bears have ever seen.
yeah.
He just
So
didn't get to show it.
polarizing with you.
But
Okay, so maybe we're not a fan of that trade. I got one more for you. Okay,
go ahead.
that's Atlanta Falcons, the number 8 pick. The number 8. The next year's number 1 pick. Next year's number 2 pick. 2026 is number 1 pick. Kyle Pitts. What are your thoughts on
Boy,
that?
I would
So
have to take it.
let me
I would. Oh,
let me
that's
reiterate. So
tough.
we got this year's number 1, next year's number 1, 2026 is number 1, next year's number 2, and Kyle Pitts, who will be entering his 4th year.
Yeah, it's his free agent. So you're gonna have to pay him. Uh,
You're
I
gonna,
don't
if
think
he's worth paying, you could just accept his option and then pick up his 5th year option and go from there.
right, but I think that that's a very good weapon for any quarterback,
And
right?
make a post, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you also got Cole Kmet, right? So it's kind of you've
That's
already
true.
paid Cole Kmet. Um, okay, so this is me as a GM. No, I'm not going to. The Bears are, I feel, close, and I think that there's a quarterback away. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking any of those trades. I'm going to go ahead and stick at one, take Caleb, and I'm going to trade Justin Fields to the best package available.
Yeah, Chicago's future looks good because how many 7-win teams get the number 1 pick?
Right.
Very many.
2 first-round picks in the first 10. That's fucking dope. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it sucks for us though, because I mean, it was a shitty year, but at the same time, though, like you said, 7 wins was fucking dope. But 2 picks in the top 10, I'm not sure, but I know it's been over like 15 years or something. That is, you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
it's it's an interesting situation, and it's so tough on polls right now that you got to wonder if this dude's even getting any sleep, because they got to be breaking down film left to right. But
you don't think the decision's already? Are you talking about whether they're gonna take a
yeah,
quarterback number 1? You
yeah,
don't think the decision's made already?
no, I think that they don't know which quarterback they're going to take at one. I think they want Caleb, but I think that if there's an option to keep both Caleb and Justin, that they might just do it. That's been talked about,
What?
man. Listen, if
What Chicago
listen,
Bears dirt sheets are you reading? You
listen,
need to
Twitter
get off
Twitter
the. You
never
need to.
lies, bro.
You need
Twitter
to get
doesn't
off the
lie, bro.
internet.
They tell the truth. They know what they're talking about. They've all played the game. They know what they're saying.
You need to
If the
get off the
Bears
internet.
take Caleb and keep Justin Fields, it's a possibility. Everything's a possibility. But here's the beauty of it. Why can't you take
You
Caleb,
could be
keep
married
Justin.
tomorrow. That's a possibility. Technically, not likely. We've seen your track record. That doesn't make anything. So
Well,
listen.
I asked her to marry
Justin
me
Fields.
today. How about that? How about
I,
that?
I believe you. I believe you.
Oh,
So your blood pressure is probably too high. You probably blacked out.
oh shit.
But like I was saying, in what world are you bringing in a lot of people will tout like the generational talent and keeping your quarterback who's only 24 will be 3 years older than him and be like, here you guys, stay in the same quarterback room and fight for the
Right.
job. And
Well,
whoever wins, wins. And the other person support the other one. That's not
n-
going to happen. There's no way that's a possibility. And you should block every person who puts out
no.
a suggestion. They just, oh my God.
When I first heard it, I thought it was a little crazy too. But then they reference now. Remember too, though, this is the thing that I try to like explain a lot, and I feel like I over explain it. Is things were done differently last GMs and last head coaches. That was all Ryan Pace's time, right? So when they approached the punter situation, because that's where I'm assuming that they took it from, was like how they hired when they hired 15 different punters, or it was kickers, sorry. And they put all those kickers together, and they were like, "Everybody's going to fight for this job." I think that's where they grabbed that idea of
So
having
we're going to
Justin,
compare league minimum jobs that get paid to someone who's going to take
bruh.
the salary cap. This is the most insane
Santos
conversation we're
is
having.
the most is has the most important job in the Bears on the Bears. The kicker is the most important, bro. That's why I take
Why
him
take
first
him
in
first?
every draft because he's
Right.
the most important. But no,
Oh my
like
God. General manager Goose tanking the draft.
listen, like on a serious note though, yeah, I don't really think they'll do that, but I do think that you can at least get a second because even the first round, I think the first round pick for Justin Fields is like it.
We haven't
Let's
even
be
got to that
serious.
part yet.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna trade Justin, like, you obviously gonna trade him for the best package available. But I'm gonna be real with you, like, I don't see them keeping obviously both of them. I think that they take Caleb, they try to mold Caleb, and I think, like I said before, too, bro, like he's coming into not a bad situation. DJ Moore is a fucking animal, dog. Like, I would love to see Caleb throwing dimes to him, but at the same time, though, it's
Hopefully he
the
beats out Justin
NFL.
Fields for the job. Hopefully he beats out Justin Fields for the job.
Yeah, because
Anyways, as we move on,
fuck?
potential offers, the 3 potential offers for Justin Fields. First pick, first offer. The Pittsburgh Steelers offered their 2024 first round pick this year, number 51, and 2024, which is also this year's fourth round pick. What do you think about that one?
2 and a 4 for Justin.
2 and 4. Number 51, so that's going to be like the 19th pick of the second round. So the 19th pick of the second round and the 19th of the fourth round.
For who would that for what team is that?
The Steelers, pay attention to me.
They're offering all that, or is that just the two different trade packages that they
No,
would offer?
what? A 2024 second round and a 2024 fourth round.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Justin Fields. For
Um.
Justin Fields.
AFC out of the NFC.
Ring ring.
Uh. Yeah.
Hey, general manager Goo. Hey, it's
Let me
your
hear.
boy. Go ahead.
I would say. I'm going Dookie right now. I'm gonna call you right back because I need to see who else is who else is out here, bro. Who else is offering though? Is it just the
You guys,
Steelers?
they got you starstruck. They got you starstruck on deal.
Oh
We may have
yes.
two more. We may have two more deals, but I just want to hear your thoughts on that. What do you?
I think that's an
You
ideal. That's an
know?
ideal pick. Bears don't have a second round pick, so I mean that puts me back into 1-1-2. You know what I mean? 3-4, and I don't know if I think there's not a 4 either. I don't know. Um. So what else is available?
Definitely got your fancy. Yeah, the thing is, you just got to go with the Steelers pace. They're always good. Those motherfuckers are going to
Yeah.
finish with 9 wins, so you know that second round pick. Well, I guess
Yeah,
You got a
that's a good.
future, but yeah,
Yeah.
so
No, that's
pretty good
that's
option.
ideal, dog. I like that, but I would like to see if there's anything else that's better
All
right
right,
now.
next trade offer: the Atlanta Falcons. Again, they're offering just their 2024 pick by themselves, number 43. So basically, getting Montez
Hmm.
Sweat's pick back. What are you doing?
No, I have to stay with the Steelers. I'm staying with the Steelers because I don't
You're not
want
even.
Justin in the NFC.
You're scared of him like that?
No, I just don't. I just you know,
You don't want him to meet you in the NFC Championship?
nah, yeah. I'd rather him have to deal with you know Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and deal with like all these good guys that he doesn't have to. I don't have to worry about in the NFC like Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts and
but it's
uh,
8 picks. It's 8 picks farther up though. It's 8 picks farther up.
yeah, but it's also it's also a fourth round pick too though. You know what I mean? So it's two and a four. It still creates draft capital. He did pretty good in the late rounds before with drafts. So
Yeah, you do got to
I kind
consider
of
that his arrows have been hitting in the late round draft picks. That has become a skill of his first two drafts. So okay,
right.
last trade offer for Justin Fields. You get the Las Vegas Raiders 2024 third round pick, Hunter Renfro.
Ooh. How much time? What's the contract like on Hunter?
Hunter Renfro. Let's see. Yes,
Because if he's becoming a fucking free agent soon, and then you'd also have to consider the cap hit too.
yeah, he has 1 year left on his contract, but obviously you could trade him, extend him, renegotiate his number one pick, his compensation for this year. Um, side story is you can take the Raiders' weapon from their new offensive coordinator you may be familiar with.
Nah, Luke Getzey, baby, that dude was a legend in Chicago.
He,
He'll never be forgotten.
he got a new
But
job.
hey, you know what? Hey, new job, and he's got Justin back, so it'll be interesting because I would probably make that trade
That's the
mostly
key
because
point. That's the key point.
what
General
was it?
Manager Goo, you just asked, you're asking your player. So you're going to replace him with what team would he want to go to? Do you think he
Right,
wants to
right.
go to? Do you think he wants to go to the Raiders, Luke Getsy? Do you think
I
they
think
actually got along and it was just the media and the fans that made things bigger deal than they were?
yeah, I think they did have uh I think they got along. I think the media definitely you always need a scapegoat, bro. And if for us it's always been the head coach. I mean, now you got an opportunity, to reunite them too. And you like you said, you take the big weapon away, you put it with the Bears though. I think the Bears need to stack up on talent, right? I mean, and depth. So um you know what? After all three options, I think the Pittsburgh Steeler one still falls with me because I don't want to pay Hunter Renfro after the 1 year rental. Because remember, this is the rookie year then of Caleb Williams. So I don't know if I want to do a rental and then have to pay out. Um, so I'd rather draft, stay young, and be able to replace positions of need. I would say trading him to the Steelers would be ideal for me. And then taking that second round pick and that fourth round pick and hoping that I can hit on key positions as far as like now the Bears need a fucking safety, a free safety. We released Eddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's little to no depth left on the O line, so they have to approach that too. The big thing would be I don't know if they target free agency for Eddie Jackson's replacement. But with a second round pick, it should be ideal because don't forget that they took uh, the strong safety, they took him in the second round, so you know, I think they'll be able to fix the back end with its little holes with that type of trade.
Yeah, I think I would do the same because my personal favorite is the Raiders trade, but me not being a GM and thinking what they would do, Vegas is not trading for Justin Fields. They're not going pairing him back up with Luke Getsy. That's just not realistic. You saw that
Yeah.
offense, how the offense operating last year with them too. It's just not realistic. So I think the
Plus,
Pittsburgh trade would be the most ideal one, and will give them basically Montez Sweat for free, right?
right.
Get the lick back.
But here's the thing too, though. The Raiders said they didn't believe that Luke Getsy was the issue in Chicago. So that puts on to your
Exactly.
point. You know what I mean? Your point about them trading for Justin. It's not going to happen because they already looked at it and were like, "Look, dude, like they seen what everybody else that doesn't have a bias seen, and that
Bear
was
goggles. Bear
oh
goggles.
right,
Bear
right. It
goggles
was
and
like
beer goggles.
they're wide open wide receivers, nothing thrown over the middle field, holding on to the ball too long, bad footwork, poor accuracy, like all these things didn't have to deal so much with Luke Getsy because the play calling was always not always, but was majority of the time sufficient enough that if he would have just thrown the ball, then it probably would have been different outcomes. The flight
Mm-hmm.
is scares me because with Justin it was um too soon, bro. Like he would just I don't know, like he would go his first read, he wouldn't go through all the way through the progressions, and he's booking it. That was his talent, was to book it. And what made me so mad was when the NFL did those interviews, bro, and he's like, I don't know. Maybe this year I'll rush for 2,000 yards. And I'm like, motherfucker, throw for four first. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Why are we talking about you rushing? Like, you're the quarterback, bro. Like,
Hit three.
and
I don't know. Has he hit three yet?
yeah, I think he hit three. But it was and it's so aggravating, bro. Like when people say this kid's got all the talent and he can make all the throws, he could make all the throws, but he's got to throw it. You know what I mean? Like you can't just sit in the pocket because now you're making your O line look terrible.
Justin
You know what I
Fields
mean? What?
has only hit 25-62 as a season high, by the way.
Damn. Well,
Yeah, that's
500 of those were drop passes. So,
yeah,
anyways, I'll give him that.
that's Trent Dilfer in 2000 territory.
Well,
Granted,
maybe
he was
that's
a
why he's
rookie.
such a big fan of Justin because it wasn't he saying something like they should keep Chicago or Chicago should keep, but yeah, bro, I can't see myself passing up the Steelers trade because I have, like I said, I have holes now. Eddie Jackson is gone,
Mhm.
and the third round is too far for me to be able to. I feel like I'd be reaching for a safety at that point. Also, you need a center, which I think they're going to hit free agency for the center though. I've heard rumors about Jason Kelsey considering Chicago because he's
You
fed up
didn't
with
hear
the Eagles.
shit. You didn't hear shit.
I heard he was like he's just tired of Jalen Hurts. He's tired of Philly. He needs a new beginning with a super stud quarterback in Caleb Williams. No, but I've been loving watching that dude, bro. Like everywhere on like
Mm-hmm.
everywhere, TikToks and everything. That dude's
Dog
living
shit.
like the life.
He
I
made
know you're
me.
gonna
He
cry.
yeah, no. I'm a theory. I don't want to hear it. I don't want bad news. I don't want bad news till I don't know the summertime. I don't want to hear it. So now I just gotta embrace it. But
Yeah.
he made me. He inspired me to do my belongings and find my lucha libre mess. So make a
Oh
mess.
boy.
Everybody's upcoming episodes, you guys, catch me, a
Yeah.
little swerve or two. I'm gonna come on the chat.
I wonder how that's gonna work out with you fucking
The-
shit talking. We all know how Eagles fans are, bro. You guys are very aggressive, but I mean, I'll take an Eagle fan over a Packers fan any day. You know,
so I think that is the end of your general bit. So recap: you turned down all three trades.
yeah,
You're keeping it and drafting Caleb Williams specifically. You're done scouting,
yeah,
and you're trading away Justin Fields. You're getting Pittsburgh's 2 and 4 this year.
yeah,
Maybe kind of safe, boss, but what are you gonna do? You just got that first big paycheck. You want the second year?
yeah. And the thing too is like, you know, now that I'm the GM, I have all the power. You know what I mean? So and I know what
Mhm.
I got to do to Warren to get the tickets down, and I'm gonna have to take one for the team and do it. It's gonna be a little weird, but It's gonna be all right. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't forget to copy boys some tickets. Your
Oh yeah,
boy.
you already know, dog. I got you, bro. This is I'm gonna only charge you. I'm gonna take $10 off the top just for you. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like I seen too, dog. That they okay. So there's several indicators. I wanted to bring this up before we go.
Mm-hmm.
When Justin Fields got drafted, they had raised the prices to the season or not season, but the regular tickets. They raised the prices. They kept coming up with all this stuff. Just recently, they raised the prices again. Now, business wise, I would imagine that that's a business move, right? Because if they take Caleb, I think that you're gonna see the masses come to see Caleb, and if they're gonna pay, you're gonna pay no matter what. I mean, look at me, dog. Remember when I went to go see the Rams versus it was me and Tony and Xavier went to and Juan went to go see Bears versus the
Mm-hmm.
Rams.
Did
I
you
paid
finish
a
that game there?
thousand.
Did you finish that
Yeah,
game?
yeah, I was having the time of my life. No, you're thinking of the one in L.A. when I got kicked out because,
Oh, that's all. I get confused.
yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna mention any players that were really hating on me and stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Can't take a joke or whatever. But no, like I paid $1,000 for that ticket, and I don't regret a bit of it. You know what I mean? So it's like people are gonna pay, bro, no matter what, to see what they want to see. And I understand the business part of it because if that's a hint at them taking Caleb, it's because they know we're gonna pay to go see Caleb. I mean, when you look back at last season, bro, some of those there was a lot of tickets available towards the end. Like people were just tired, bro. They're like, all right, man, I'm not gonna be paying to go see this dude. You know what I mean? Everybody get blown out all the damn time. So, but well, guys, I didn't get fired, but I am gonna retire as the GM of the
There you go.
Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Um, and I honestly do believe that those choices were ideal to progress the Chicago Bears. In my heart, not only as a fan, but just looking at it, I think the Chicago Bears are close, and I think that a quarterback is a position that is the most sought after position because it's so important in the NFL. Um, like I said before, not all, we haven't had a quarterback come into this type of situation, which is going to be ideal for a rookie. Uh, and I'm content with my picks.
Nice.
Also, I'd like to say, you know, Jalen Hurts is probably not going to be as good as Justin Fields. So if there should ever be an option to trade, right? For
You
if
know,
you guys want Justin Fields, bro, I'll tell you what. Let me go back to my GM. You want Justin Fields?
wait,
Okay.
you retired. You retired.
give me Jalen Carter and all his issues right now. That's fine. It'll fit perfect in Chicago. I'm telling you. Like he'll be he'll have a hood before
Man,
the end of the day, no doubt about it. Like that
oh
dude,
man,
that was a
get on the
little
west side.
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
on
on
the
the west
side.
side,
Yeah, we don't need him. We can
bruh.
you got the homeboys over there.
That's crazy though, bro. That whole situation, which is insane to me. But I mean, it was to your point that you brought up when we talked about the draft. We talked about on one of the episodes about having veterans around to mold him because there's veterans. I'm sure somebody reached out to him, talked to him, right on the team in
Mm-hmm.
Chicago. The only guy that would have been there would have been Montez Sweat. The rest of them dudes are way too young. So that's a very interesting debacle because I want to know what happens, what disciplinary happens from uh the Eagles with that. You know what I mean?
All I gotta say is about that. He ain't do it. He ain't do it.
What's your argument about that? I remember you did bring something to me about you went straight up attorney on me and brought out the evidence and was like, "Let me present you with Exhibit A."
I don't want to talk about John Feliciano. He fucking lost in the Super Bowl. He's gonna be cut soon. He just wants attention, and that's all I gotta say about that. I'm done saying the word San Francisco 49ers for the foreseeable future till we see them next year.
Right.
And I'll end it at that.
How did you like that Super Bowl though? Was it was exciting, wasn't
Oh yeah, it was fun taking all my friends' money. You know, I
it?
only bet, I only bet against my homes when my team plays them. Other than that, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy
Yeah,
just to bet on Mahomes.
I remember that last episode, boy. You was definitely like you ain't got no love for the 49ers and I was like, "All
Mm-hmm.
right, bro." I was like, but it's crazy though cuz they had the talent. You know what I mean? But
They had
god,
more
bro.
talent. They had more talent than
Oh, way more
that team
talent. That's
played.
right because Patrick Mahomes is throwing the nobody out there and he's still making it work. Like that's crazy to me. That's the
Hmm.
beauty of the NFL too, though. That comeback, bro. It was. I was already like, because I wasn't drinking, and I was because I don't drink, but I was like chilling, and I'm like looking at dog because I was looking at the wings, and I was looking at all this food, and I was like, I don't want to be that guy, bro, that's about to walk up here and just start stacking the plate. You know what I mean? And then the game started getting good, and I was like, yo, like it was good. I enjoyed that. It was like one of the best ones I've seen lately.
Hmm.
Um, well, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed it. I have to get off here. So does he. We're gonna go ahead and I think I don't know. We'll probably talk about having guests on here in the future. We'll discuss that. He didn't pay his NIPSCO and his light just went out. We remember last week he didn't pay his Comcast and that went out. But we're probably going to be having some guys on here soon, so we could debate and be able to argue with rivals, right? My buddy DJ, he's going to be probably on here soon, and he's a Cowboys fan, and
Of
I'm going
course
to
he is. Of
enjoy.
course he is. He has initials
I'm
in the
gonna
name.
enjoy
He has
this, brother.
initials in the first name.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be like, okay, the Eagle versus the Cowboy debate. Oh, it's about to get interesting. But then we're probably gonna most likely have our buddy Nick Chingari up on here, where I don't want to have that conversation because it's like I got nothing to really like bring up. But like we'll end up having these debates on here with other people, and we're gonna start implementing some games here too because I love this GM thing. That was a great idea from you. I had fun doing that. Hopefully we'll switch the flip here and be able to put you in the GM spot and the scouting department and see what goes from there here on the next one. But guys, make sure you subscribe, tune in, and we're definitely gonna be dropping a lot more content here soon. We're starting to get really the hold of this whole thing, and our schedules are starting to figure out better now. Um, that's all I got to say. You got anything left, Elio?
No, that's it. Go Birds.
He said go Bears, not birds. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate the love. Make sure you subscribe and repost. If not, I'm finna show up to your crib and steal all the toilet paper out your house. All right. You guys have a good one. Peace.